Hello my dear students. So in my previous video we discussed regarding the mind map of alcohols that includes the preparation as well as the reactions. So like how the reactions and the reagents can be remembered in an easy way. Okay, so where I have shown the mind map for both the things, and as I promised, so I thought of doing the previous year questions of NEET and Karnataka CET on the alcohol chapter, where you can apply that mind map that I have given and you can solve the questions in a limited time. Okay, so the first question that I have taken is from the NEET 2015. So you could see the question over here. Which of the following reactions can be used for the preparation of a alkyl halide? Okay, so one point we need to concentrate here is that the reactions of alcohol is nothing but the chemical properties of a alkyl halide. So vice versa. So if you follow one mind map, you can understand the another mind map very easily. So in that way, actually if I see the question over here, it is like a preparation of a alkyl halide. But when it comes to the reaction of a alcohol, there also you can consider. So in that way, you can concentrate on the alkyl halide and you can concentrate on the alcohol as well. So according to this question, which of the following reactions can be used for the preparation of a alkyl halide? So the four reactions they have given. Okay, from all the four reactions we can prepare alkyl halide. Thing is, when alcohol is treated with a hydrogen chloride or HCl in presence of a anhydrous zinc chloride, we will going to get what? The alkyl halide. Okay, here also the same reaction, only difference is that we don't have a anhydrous zinc chloride. So here also we have what? The tertiary alcohol when treated with a HCl, it gives the alkyl halide for sure, and here it is a secondary alcohol when treated with a HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, it gives alkyl halide. So all the four processes are the same, but here you could see the options. Out of four options, we should say which is the correct option. So one point we need to concentrate here, dear students, that the mixture of anhydrous zinc chloride and the HCl is nothing but what? The Lucas reagent that I have discussed. I'll just going to show you that I have discussed while discussing about the mind map. So you could see here, when the alcohol treated with the anhydrous zinc chloride and the concentrated HCl, we will going to get what? The alkyl halide. So same reaction we could see here. Okay, now the main point that comes here is, you could see it's a primary alcohol. This is also primary alcohol, this is a tertiary alcohol, and this is a secondary alcohol. If we try to see the stability of these alcohol, okay, one point you have to concentrate, and it's a common that tertiary carbocation you could say, or the tertiary alcohol is more stable than the secondary than the primary, or I could say tertiary alcohol is more reactive followed by the secondary followed by the primary. Okay, so when the primary alcohol is not that much reactive, so to make it that more reactive, we need to use what? Anhydrous zinc chloride as a catalyst. Okay, so primary alcohol with the mixture of HCl and the anhydrous zinc chloride will definitely give what? The alkyl halide. So the first one method what they have given is correct. Similarly, come to the second method. They have given the primary alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol. When treated with the HCl, it gives or not the alkyl halide. So as I told, primary alcohol is a less reactive. So to make it reactive, we need to use what? This anhydrous zinc chloride. But they have not mentioned this anhydrous zinc chloride over here. So that by this method, we can't prepare the alkyl halide very easily. Okay, come to the third method. This is a tertiary alcohol in presence of a HCl. We will going to get the tertiary halide definitely, because as I told, this tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive. Since it is more reactive, there is no need of using this anhydrous zinc chloride as a catalyst. So we can get the product very easily. So third method is also one through which we can prepare the alkyl halide in an easy way. Similarly, come to the fourth fourth method, this is the secondary alcohol. When treated with a HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, it definitely gives what? The alkyl halide, because compared to the tertiary and the secondary is also reactive, but not that much of like the tertiary alcohol. So that to make it more reactive, we need to use what? The anhydrous zinc chloride as well. So by the first method, by the third method, and by the fourth method, we can prepare the alkyl halide. So among the four options, which is the correct one? You could concentrate the first one. Option A is the one through which we can prepare the alkyl halide. So it is option 1 which is correct. So this is a NEET 2015 question. So if you know the idea of this mind map, so you can apply very easily. And some more information I have given here about the Lucas reagent. Okay, the Lucas reagent will be used to distinguish between the primary, secondary and the tertiary alcohol. Okay, where the primary alcohol will not readily react, okay, where the secondary alcohol will react or will provide a turbidity after some time, where the tertiary alcohol when treated with a Lucas reagent will give immediate precipitation or immediate turbidity, so that by which you can distinguish between the primary, secondary and the tertiary alcohol. So more information we have got through in a simple question. Okay, this is the first question. So let us move to the second question of the NEET itself. Yes, so the second question you could see here. So one point you need to concentrate. If you know the basic very well, where the reagents will be used and how we're going to apply the reagents, then the question solving will become very easy, students. So what happens, most of the students will just see the questions and they'll get scared. Okay, something else is there where I can't solve this one. So with that mind set up, they'll drop that question and they'll move to the next part. Please try to analyze the question properly. Okay, please try to concentrate the reagents that is given, then you can solve in an easy way in a less time itself. Okay, yeah, with that idea let us move. In the following reaction, okay, they have given one reactant, that is 3,3 dimethyl 1-butene. So 1-butene means where you need to concentrate on the double bond. So the main reactions will occur over here, dear students. Okay, so when this reactant is allowed for the acid hydrolysis, okay, when it is allowed for the acid hydrolysis, okay, that gives the product 2. One is A major product, one is B minor product. So question is, the major product is, among all the four options, which is the major product we need to consider. Okay, so we have understood that. So we have gone through even the mind map. When the alkene is given, when the hydrolysis is done in presence of acid, we will going to get definitely an alcohol. Okay, that point you need to consider. Even I have discussed in our mind map. I'm going to show you people so that seeing the mind map videos will like, it is not a waste of time. You can definitely apply over here. See here. So this is what the reactions actually. Okay. So similarly, when it comes to the preparation, you could see here. Yeah. So you could see here. Alkene upon acid hydrolysis will give alcohol. So same thing. We have a alkene. Okay. We have a alkene here. Acid hydrolysis, H plus is given means it is acid, that's the sulfuric acid, where I have written H2SO4. This is called acid hydrolysis. So one thing we are sure that the product is a alcohol. Okay. But here you need to apply a little bit extra thing, that we are getting a A and B product. Which is a major product, which is a B minor product. We need to do that one. Okay. Let us go with that one. Please do concentrate. Okay. So first thing what happens here, concentrate dear students. I am writing the reactant, that is CH3, CH3, okay, CH3, CH double bond CH2. Okay. Here what happens, since we have a double bond, due to difference in electronegativity, what happens, this double bond will shift over here. Okay, so that what we're going to get here, this CH3 and this one, right as it is. So CH, since this is shifting on this carbon will going to get what? The positive charge, and this carbon will going to get what? The negative charge. Okay, so what happens? We have a acid hydrolysis. So what happens here? We have a H plus ion from the acid. Okay, so this H plus ions, what happens? Will try to form a bond with this negatively charged carbon, because we know that the opposite charges attract with each other. So what is the product we might get, dear students? So here it is. So just a minute, let me change the pen. Yeah, so CH3 as it is, CH3, okay, keep the CH plus as it is, okay, and CH3 it will become, okay. This is a one product, this is a one product we may get. There is another chance, okay, there is another chance, okay, that I am writing over here from this one. There may be a chance of this double bond to shift over here. So what is the product we may get over here? CH3, CH3. So this carbon will going to get what? Negative charge. Okay, where this carbon will going to get what? The positive charge. Okay, there is a chance of getting both. Okay, so there is a chance of, like, when the H plus will ion attack, will come and will attach to this carbon. So there may be a chance of getting CH3, CH3 and CH3. Here we are going to get a CH2 and CH2 plus over here. We may get this product, we may get this product. That is how the major and the minor product will be, okay. Which is more stable, the more substituted carbon will be a more stable, we could say, okay. So that this one, yes, since carbon is with a positive charge, which is still unstable because the valency of a carbon is 4, but here we have 3. So that what happens, the CH3 being an electron donating group will try to shift to this position. So that we're going to get what? CH3, CH3, and this carbon will going to get what? The positive charge, and here we're going to get CH3 and CH3. Okay, so next what happens, we have a hydroxyl group from the water. So this will try to form a bond with this carbon, so that the product we will going to get what? CH3, CH3, and here we have what? Hydroxyl group, CH and CH3 and CH3. Okay, here why supposed to this hydroxyl group will come and attach to this carbon, since it is a more substituted, so that we're going to get a stable major product. Okay, so among all the 4 options you could match over here, the option 1 is the correct one. Okay, so this is about the NEET 2012 question. Okay, you have to follow step by step so that you can understand very easily. Yes, so the next question is from NEET 2011. So in the following reaction means they have given an alcohol over here. Okay, so they have given an alcohol, so you could if you want to name it, so start numbering 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 means the root word will be but. Okay, so you could say 3-methyl butane 2-ol, which is nothing but an alcohol. Okay, when treated with an acid. Okay, when treated with an acid, let us say a sulfuric acid and heated, it gives product A and B. One is major, one is minor. Okay, this is the first step they have given. So this A product formed, second step, okay, is treated with a HBr in a dark condition in the absence of peroxide, will give C and D, where they have mentioned C is a major product and D is a minor product. Okay, so the question is the major product A and C are, what we need to tell. Okay, now concentrate here. Now concentrate. Let us go to the first step. Until we're going to get a product, we are not supposed to do the reaction of like a second step. So you could see here, this is called acid is there and they are heating and it's an alcohol. Alcohol when treated with acid, okay, definitely it will undergo what? Dehydrolysis. Okay, dehydrolysis means what? The removal of a water molecule from the alcohol. When we remove the water molecule, we will going to get a alkene, definitely, that we have discussed during the reactions of a alcohol. Okay, let me show that one so that you can understand the reactions of a alcohol. See here. Yeah. So you could see over here, when alcohol is treated with the sulfuric acid, dehydration or dehydrolysis takes place and it gives the alkene. Okay, but here we are getting the two alkenes. One will be the major, one will be the minor. Okay, so one point we need to concentrate based on some of the rules. I have written a reaction for the first step here. So what happens? Dehydrolysis means we need to remove the water molecule. So what happens here? So you could see OH minus, it comes out as a OH minus, and the proton can come from this carbon, so that as a H plus will come out. H plus and the OH minus will combine to give a water, and that will be eliminated. Okay, so there what happens to satisfy here, one of the bond that is present will shift over here and we will going to get a alkene. Okay, so this is A. Why I am representing it as A as a major? Because the more substituted carbon will be the what we can say, more stable we could say. Okay, the more stable carbocation we could say. That's the main reason why we are getting A as a major product. There may be a chance of getting the B product. How means the OH minus however will come from this carbon, and the proton, which is nothing but a H plus ion, can come also from this carbon. So what happens? CH2 will remain. Okay, to make it stable, one bond will shift over here from the proton. We will going to get a alkene here also, but this carbon which is more substituted will be major product. So this is the first step. So we got the A product over here, so that in option A also you have the same product, in option B also you have the same product at the same time. Okay, so you could see here you can eliminate these two options. So now either between the A and B, any one will be the correct option. So for that, what we need to do? We need to do for the second step. So you could see here, when I'll try to complete here only, when this A product is treated with the hydrogen bromide in presence of a dark, okay, and in the absence of peroxide. So one point we need to concentrate, if you remember, the Markovnikov's rule and the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Okay, so Markovnikov's rule is nothing but what? The negative part of the adding molecule. So if to this double bond, the adding molecule means this one, bromide will be the negative part. Okay, so the negative part will add to the carbon containing least number of hydrogen atom. So among all these 4 carbon atom, which consists of a least hydrogen or no hydrogen, this is a carbon. Okay, so this is what the Markovnikov's rule. But here, if the hydrogen bromide is using in presence of a peroxide, okay, it follows the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Okay, but here what they are mentioning, it is in the absence of a peroxide. So obviously, so in the absence means it will going to follow the Markovnikov's rule. Okay, so that Markovnikov's rule states that the negative part of the adding molecule will attach to the carbon containing least number of hydrogen atom. So can I write here the product CH3, okay, CH3 over here, okay, and this Br, which is a negative part, will attach to this carbon, okay, and here we're going to get what? CH2, because the positive part will come and attach to this carbon, and CH2, CH3. So this is the product C which we are getting major. Okay, there may be a chance of getting the D as well. How means? CH3. So from this one CH3, CH3, and CHBr will attach over here, CH3 will attach over here. This is a D. So the major product we are getting is this one. So among 4 options, this is option A, which is correct. Okay. If you want to learn more about the Markovnikov first rule, you can check my previous video. I'll going to mention that in the description box so that you can understand very well. Thank you.